The first one is the open loop control system, and it is the basic version of a control system. The figure shows a block diagram representation for a CNC lathe with the stepper motor, gear, and lead screw that moves the table. So we know that in a CNC lathe, the tool or the table moves in accordance with the command signal. That is, in order to move the table to a desired position, the position is coded as per the CNC codes and is fed to the system. So the desired position given as the CNC code activates the stepper motor, which then moves the gear. The gear rotates or moves the lead screw, which in turn moves the table to the desired position. So that is how a simplified version of the working of a CNC lathe. So if there is no errors, then the movement of the table will be accurate. For example, if the code is to move the table by 10 centimeter, then the gear and the lead screw would work in unison to move the table by 10 centimeter. However, the accuracy of this movement may be affected due to the backlash in gears and lead screw, as well as the inaccurate positioning of the tools. So errors could arise very often in this movement. However, there is no return signal to verify whether the tool has moved to the correct position or the desired position or not. This is the major disadvantage of an open loop control system. Since there is no feedback, it is also called as non-feedback system, which means that error cannot be found out and corrected if an error occurs in the movement. Now this type of control systems are suitable when high level of accuracy is not required for the operation. That is, the tolerance of the operations is not too small. And since it does not involve complex feedback mechanisms, its construction is very simple. It has better stability and reliability, and also due to the simple construction, the overall cost is low. And it is not suitable for operations requiring high degree of accuracy, as the errors occur, even if the errors occurs, we not be able to detect it and correct it. So machines employing open loop control system should not be used for operations that require very close tolerances. The next case is the closed loop control system, and unlike an open loop system, it has provisions for feedback and error detection. In the previous case, we saw that errors could arise in the actual movement of the table to the desired position. The monitoring and rectifying these errors are very much necessary for obtaining an accurate result in the CNC machining. So a closed loop control system can ensure that the errors are checked and can be reduced or removed from the operation. So as shown in the figure, here the input signal is given as in the desired position is given as the input signal to the machine, and the table moves by help of a gearbox and a lead screw. Now unlike the open loop system, here a sensor is provided to sense the movement, this mechanical movement of the table. So the feedback device, which is a transducer, it converts this mechanical movement into electrical signals. If we take the previous example where the table has to move 10 centimeter, in this system, the sensor or the transducer can measure how much the table has actually moved or the final position of the table. Now this feedback by the sensor or the transducer is fed to the comparator by means of electrical signals. Thus the difference between the generated signal by the feedback and the input signal will be termed as the error. The error signal generated by the comparator is then again fed to the system to rectify this error. which means that the servo motor and the gear act along with each other to move the table to reach the desired position. The sensor or the transducer continuously monitors the position of the table, and this process continues, or this cycle continues till the error signal generated by the comparator is zero. So a closed loop control system ensures that the system has achieved the desired position, or it has moved to the intended input signal. Now we will see some of the advantages as well as disadvantages of the closed loop control system. Now in this system, the feedback signal controls the table position. Due to this, the accuracy of the operation or the movement will be very much high. Not just the table position, it can also monitor other parameters such as the speed of the lateral movement as well as the number of rotations or the speed of rotation, etc. Now it can be used to automate the system. The controllers can be programmed to check for the errors, and less human intervention is required. Here the control action whether to stop or continue the machining process depends on the feedback from the sensor or transducer. As far as the error pertains or remains in the system, the machining process will be continuing, and once the error is zero, the process will be stopped. Now because of this constant monitoring of the error, there is no need for manually checking whether the operation has been achieved with high accuracy. So the less human intervention required is one of the important advantage of this system, and thus it can be used to automation. Now some of the disadvantages of this system is that due to the presence of a feedback unit, the construction of a closed loop control system is complicated, and this additional complexity increases the cost of the closed loop control system as compared to an open loop systems. Some of the basic components of a feedback system. The figure shows a block diagram representation of a feedback unit, and it essentially consists of two paths, the forward path and the feedback path. The forward path, it consists of three units, the error detecting device. So it actually receives signal from the output and compares this signal with the desired value or the input value to calculate the error. The input is provided initially, and it also receives the error signals from the actual output, and it compares these two signals and find out the error if it exists. The next one is the amplifier. Now the output signal from the actual output records to be in the right format or and the same level with the input signal for suitable comparison. If the strength of the output signal is not in the required level, then the comparison by the error detecting device with the input signals will not be possible. And third one is the compensating network. It is part of the forward path and improves the overall performance of the system by reducing the error. It acts on the error detected by the error detecting device and changes the actual output so as to reduce the overall error. The second path is the feedback path. It sends information about the actual output, for example, the position of the table or the rotation, the speed of rotation, etc. And it sends the information about these parameters at each and every instance to the error detecting device. So the error detecting device receives this information and compares with the input signal and find out the error. It will continue to send the information about the output parameter till the error is zero or the desired value is reached at the output parameter. Now let's see some of the classification of a feedback control systems. There are five types of feedback control system, and the first one is the regulatory systems. These types of systems are used when the input signal is a constant value. For example, in the case of an iron box, the input signal is the change in the resistance value of the heating coil, which is to be achieved. And at a time or at an instance of time, this input value is a constant and it is not fluctuating. Usually a regulator is used to give this input value. Now the next one is the follow-up systems. Here the input signal changes at every instance, just opposite to the regulatory system, and with the change in the input value, the output signal also changes, or the output parameter also changes. So for a change in the input value, the output value changes rapidly. The cam and follower mechanism is an absolute example for this type of systems. Now the third type is the servo mechanism systems. Now it is used to control the mechanical position or the derivatives, time derivatives of a position, that is the velocity or acceleration. For example, in case of a CNC lathe, the position of the table is controlled by using an servo mechanism system. Similarly, the automatic navigation systems also use servo mechanisms. The next one is the continuous data feedback control system. It is used when the input signals of the system are all functions of time variable and it changes continuously. For example, potentiometer is used, or the potentiometer employs this type of a feedback control system. Now the sampled for discrete data control system. It is utilized when the inputs are in the form of a pulses or have numerical codes. Most common examples are the analog to digital converter or the digital to analog converter, where both the input signals could be in the form of pulses or in the form of binary codes. So these are the five different types of feedback control systems used.